Maximizing a student's potential. What parent would not want this goal for their child's school? Should that bar be lowered if the child falls on the autism spectrum? Well, my next guest says no and believes that most any child with autism at any age can find success in the classroom. In fact, he's seen many go on to assimilate back into public schools and lead successful lives. Joining me with more on the Haugland Learning Center is the founder, Dr. Morton Haugland, and it's a pleasure to have you here, Doctor.
Thank you, likewise.
You have been working with children with autism since the early 90s.
Yes.
And during that time, then, that's when you decided you wanted to open up your own center because you saw a missing piece of the puzzle. What was that?
Correct. We saw a lot of parents coming to us saying that my child is too old. I've been told, everyone focuses on early intervention and my child being too old, being 7, 8, 9 years old. And I personally did not believe that I was too old to learn. And
sometimes the diagnosis didn't come to children who are older, correct?
Yeah, sometimes, particularly the Asperger diagnosis, they may have been diagnosed with ADHD or other disabilities prior to, and then getting the correct diagnosis at a later time.
So you believe that no matter when a family discovers it or decides to seek treatment, it's never too late?
I don't think it's ever too late. It's regardless of what age, an intervention will and can be successful.
So what's the mission at your school?
Our mission is to serve any student. We started out with just a few older students 6 years, a little bit over 6 years ago, and we now serve students from preschool age through high school, all levels, Asperger, autism disorder, and we try to provide a safe learning environment for everyone and try to, as we said, maximize their potential, everybody's potential.
Where are you located here in Central Ohio, Doctor?
We are located in Columbus here on the northwest side in Dublin, on Stafford Road. We're also up on the lake in Sandusky, down on the river in Portsmouth, and also in Lancaster.
What do you say to folks when you try to describe your learning center? How would you describe it compared to others? What's different?
There are probably a couple of things. First of all, we do not have neurotypical peers in our program. We're an education program only serving students on the autism spectrum, from students with Asperger to students with autism. We have a low teacher-student ratio, so it's our academic classrooms about 5 to 6 students maximum per class. Our more involved student, the ratios might be as low as 1 to 1 or never more than 1 to 4.
It's the idea in your school so that these kids can assimilate to public schools, that they then can end up really going to school with their peers?
Yeah, students, obviously students can start in a program and go all the way through high school. That's definitely not a problem. But our goal, particularly on the academic side, is to do remediation and make sure that, particularly for the core areas, reading, writing, and math, that they can learn. Particularly the reading comprehension piece is extremely important. So our K-8 program heavily emphasizes the reading comprehension, the language arts areas, and we're trying to make sure that students can have, if they're going to ever catch up, they have to have more than 1 year progress per year in the program. And a lot of our students this year made 2 years or close to 2 years progress in those core academic areas. So,
but still there are some children who never will be able to go to public school, right? If they're higher on the spectrum.
Yeah, there's always, not every student that we have will move on, graduate, and go to college, but that shouldn't be the only measure of success.
Very
a student who is more involved with autism, but still the independence, being able to live in their own apartment, hold a job, being successful at or maximizing what they can do.
And you do have success stories, though, of kids going on to high school, in typical high schools, going on to college, graduating college.
Correct. We have had several students come through our program that have moved on and now in college, and we have several students this year that we are fairly certain will be able to move on to that next level.
So if parents of children with autism are interested in your school, when is the time to enroll, Doctor?
We can enroll students at any time.
Okay.
Right now we're obviously enrolling for fall, so they can just contact our center. We do very intense intake assessment to determine specifically where they are academically and socially, then to make sure that we can place them with peers that are like them or at their same functioning level as them.
Well, Doctor, it's a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you so much for being here today and for giving more advice to parents about autism.
Okay. Thanks for having me.